What's up, Apex? That's right, it's your boy, the Alpha Hill 7, coming to you live in the Apex Arena, the basement, the dungeon, where I lock up all your mothers and wives. Just kidding. Anyway, I'm coming to you with a very short announcement. As you can see by the name of the video, this is the off-season schedule. So I'm going to go over a couple things for you guys for Madden 21 coming up here. Want everybody in the loop. Don't want anybody to be like, oh, I didn't know that happened. I didn't know this was going on, you know. So there are going to be no surprises. So just to let you guys know, right now what we're doing, trying to get a head count to see who's coming back. There's some guys that are on that were on the wait list. There were some guys from the next gen, the very short-lived second league that we tried. Some of those guys want to come over. So we are going to kind of go through what is going to be happening here in the world of Apex in the next coming weeks and months, just so everybody gets an idea of what's the next take, when we're going to do team selection. I've seen a lot of leagues already doing team selection, team draft. As you will, we're not going to do that right away, and I'm going to kind of go with the difference between a team draft and a team selection. If you have not subscribed to the Apex channel, I strongly suggest you, if you are a fan of Madden, if you're a fan of me, which you are, if you are in the league, if you like content in the video game world, give us a subscribe, like the video. It does help me out here. It makes me smile and get a very teeny boner. So with that said, let's take a look at the off-season schedule. So as you can see, as of right now, we are doing the return list. What is the return list? The return list is basically allowing us to get a head count on who's coming back for Madden 22 and beyond. So just for everyone to know, we are going to go by who finished out the season last year, and then any extra bodies, people that don't return, that don't, put that they're in. We are going to be picking from that wait list area. We will be picking solely on activity. How long did they wait to get into the other leagues? How responsive were they? How much did they play their games in the past? How many times did they quit and come back? So on. So we'll kind of figure that out once we get every head count. So as you can see, that is going on right now. We are in July, so that is going on right now. I would imagine I'm going to keep that list up for another week or so. How that works is we're just, it's in the Discord. Just put in, basically, you read that this is for the next gen. That's right, we are not doing current gen. And we will have abilities on. Now, as far as rules and all that stuff, we'll kind of figure that out as we go. We have a little bit of a time frame from when, Madden comes out to when we're going to create the league, and I'll go over that in a second to tell you why. So, the second thing you see on here is wishlist document. So, I will be creating that. Now, how that works is we do not do a team draft where we're going to have 1 through 32, the last 10 guys get some shit team that they never intended to play with and that sort of thing. Kudos to the leagues that do that. I have no issue with that, but I do things differently. The guys in my league, I want to be able to try to get an idea of who they want. Basically how we do the wish list doc is this. The first question I ask is, who is your favorite team? So you'll put your favorite team, and then you'll put your team, from the most, from highest to lowest. So I'll either do 1 through 10 or 1 through 15. I have not figured that out yet. I'll probably do 1 through 15, just so I have a good idea of making sure everybody gets a team on their list. Now, how that works is I will be assigning those teams to the, owner/coach. Based on a couple things here. One of the things it's going to base is based upon your activity within the league. How long have you been here, right? So some of you guys have been here for all 3 cycles, going into the 3rd cycle here, and some of you guys have not. I know this is not, this is pretty common, I would say. The staff always gets pick the list here. So you've got myself. Al's going to have the second selection. He's going to get with me on that. and then we have Coherent, we have Joe, and Smurf. So we will talk amongst ourselves who we want to, you know, what teams we want, and then we're going to kind of divvy it up that way. We'll kind of get an idea of your lists, how you want to, you know, what I would probably suggest, if, you know, I'm just trying to think of a team right now. The Browns. The Browns have a very sexy team just because of, you know, the type of players they have. If you put Browns #1 and all the teams, you know, that are very popular, there's a good chance you may not get a good team, or you may not get a team on your list. So just keep that in mind when you are putting this together. You know, some guys like to rebuild, you know, in good cap situations. Some guys like bad cap situations where they can just tear it down and rebuild it. I remember Aries last year picked the Philadelphia Eagles so he could actually tear down that, because they had a terrible cap situation, and rebuild it the way he wanted. And he had that team, before he left, he had that team. I mean, that team was awesome. He had like 2 first-round picks almost every season. So it was filled with youth and good players. So that's how we're going to do the team creation. And that will, you know, once I get the wish list doc out, I'll get it out to you guys. I'll give you guys a couple weeks to fill that out. And then I will get all the teams, you know, we will get with the staff. We will divvy the teams out based upon what I just stated before. And then we will actually do a live team selection video. So how I did this last season, and I'm sure I'll do it very similar, is I will actually unveil each team by division, and you'll know, you know, say, you know, we'll do the AFC North, and we'll go with the Browns, and then we'll say who that owner is, and then we'll go down to the next one, who the Bengals, who are they going to be, Steelers, Ravens, so on. And we'll, if you are interested in being in that chat, and you want to, I know Rev said something about it. Sorry, I'm getting all over a cold. It's not that COVID. But if you are interested in being in that video and kind of just talking about picks and, you know, how they think that roster is going to look and that sort of thing, I am more than willing to let guys be a part of that. I think that's a fun thing. I'm sure Al and I will get together and try to create some graphics and some flashy stuff to make it more enjoyable for you guys. I do apologize. We did shut the thing down. We try to, you know, look, we did a little MLB Diamond Dynasty thing. Didn't really take off like I thought it would. You know, it's more for fun. I said it before, it's more casual. Madden is the big player in this, in Apex. It really is. But, you know, with life, you know, having 5 acres, 2 little ones that I am like 50-50 with my wife, because we both work. It has been very hard to do any type of content, but I kind of assure you, once the warmer months, they go back to school, you know, it starts to get cooler and you can't go out as much, things start to die down, you're going to see content. It's not just because a new game comes out. That's one of the reasons, but it's really about how much time I'll have. So you will start to see more content into this. And just like any... you know, just like last year, it's probably going to drop off in the summer. So, you know, that, with that said, that's just kind of how the team selection. And then sometime in September, Madden's talking about a new scouting system. So after that has been released, we will then likely be creating the league. Now, what I'd like to do is create a fake test league to test out some of these new settings. We are going to have abilities on, so we want to see how that works and how we want to do that. As far as, do we want to limit how many abilities, you know, the league has? Do we want to limit how many abilities owners have? So there's going to be a lot of things that come into this thing. So we will be trying to do as much as we can between August and September to ramp up for that release. So I'm thinking mid-September, depending upon when they come out with that. I'm hoping that we can get that out, you know, beginning of September, whenever that first patch, that big patch comes out, because we do not want to restart. Once we do this, we want to keep it going. So that's that. So that's what we are looking at as far as the off-season schedule goes. A couple things I want to go over. A couple questions that came to me. Yes, first off, obviously, you know, we are going with next gen. We are going to the Xbox S and X. So if you do not have one, I would suggest you get one. Now, I've had a couple questions. Hey, I don't have one yet, but I plan on getting one if I can get it. Put your name in the hat. Tell us you want to be back, because if not, and then you end up getting one before the league, and we've already, done team selection, you're going on the wait list. So if you're okay with that, that's fine. But I would suggest it's better to go, now and say, I'm going to be in, and then later, September comes, we start the league, you don't have one yet. Then we just put you back on the wait list, bring one of the other guys up. So that's how that's going to work. Abilities on, like we had talked about. Custom draft classes. Now, this is all going to depend on how the scouting works. The way that I see the scouting with the new Madden. By the way, the Madden team, kudos, you guys have done a great job. Thus, what I played in the beta, the new, it's so much easier to navigate through screens. There's so many. The training is really cool. The coaching trees. It's a foundation to build on. Is it exactly where I'd like it to be? No, but it's something that you can build on, and you can add to it. If it works like it's supposed to, because there were some glitches in that beta, it's going to be a great Madden season. I think it's going to be something that we all enjoy, whether it be, this league, other leagues. I want us all to thrive. I really do. Apex kind of sticks to their own. We kind of do our own thing. We're not in, the whole... I'm not out there with all the other leagues, doing the commish podcasts and all, and that's fine. I love those guys. They're doing a great job. They're doing a great job getting the Madden community out there. So great job to you guys. I want to say thank you. And as a collective group, we all want to see Madden. I mean, we all have our differences, and not everybody gets along in this community, but we all want the same thing. We all want progression. We all want, better options in the Madden community. Look, I'm 42 years old. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this, right? A lot of you guys joke about the beard, and I know, man, I'm growing it out. So, but it's got a lot of gray in it, man. But dude, I don't care. I'm not just one of these just for men guys, man. I've worked a long time to get these gray hairs and such, so I'm gonna stick with it. But anyway, that's kind of what we're looking at now. If you guys do have any questions as far as like how this is gonna work, let me know. And if you are interested in joining the Apex League, you can find us on Twitter in the description below, and we'll have a sign-up list. We have a sign-up where you answer a couple questions, and then basically the application comes over to me. We do have a full league right now. We'll have some people on the wait list, but just keep in mind, as Madden goes, people start losing, people start to die out. It's just, you can watch my old videos, and I always press on that. So anyway, with that said, that's kind of what we're looking at. I think I pretty much touched on all the comments. Kind of going back, I don't know what we're going to do with the scouting. I would love to use custom draft classes. The one thing I don't like about it is that there's always one person in the league that can see it. And I'm not the type to do that. I don't want to be able to pick a guy in the 5th round, and then he's a superstar development, and everybody's talking behind my back like, this son of a bitch, you see what he did? He picked some guy and act like he didn't know. But I don't want any of that drama. I don't want any of that conspiracy theory. I don't want any Alex Jones in the leagues. You're making the frogs gay. But anyway, I don't want any of that, so I try to limit that to, if there's a way that you can upload a custom draft classes and nobody can see it and it kind of like randomizes, I'm 100% for it. Let's do it. I feel like getting started in September is going to work out some of those kinks. We're all going to start getting used to the game. We can play with each other. That's what she said. Actually, yeah, anyway. But we can all play, maybe we'll have a tournament. I'm always about throwing free gifts out there. Maybe I'll throw a free game, winner of the tournament or something. We'll do something fun, I promise. It'll be cool. So let's get ramped up. Let's get ready. Dust the controllers off. Get ready for Madden. You guys that are not active right now, don't worry about it. We're getting ready. I've been trying to message some of you guys like, hey, you coming back? If I don't get responses, man, bye-bye. You can jump on the wait list. So with that being said, thank you everybody for the continued support. I will say one thing. The chat is always active. We are talking about stuff on a daily basis. I have to say, our guys, that this is the whole point of this, is I wanted to create a community. We seem to be doing a good job of keeping that going. Everybody seems to get along thus far. We don't talk politics, religion, anything that people are really passionate about, just because I don't want that type of negativity in the chat. You know, anything. Sometimes people go off on each other, and I get a DM, hey, you know, this dude's an asshole. Yeah, you know, join the club. I'm an asshole too. So anyway, that's it. That's my long reign. I did not want this video to go over, you know, 10 minutes, and I'm at 15. So anyway, with that said, thanks everybody for the continued support. Be on the lookout for the next section, which is going to be when I create that Google document that you're going to fill out. So that will be like more of an application of like what teams you want. That way it helps me put them together. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure you're following the chat. If you have muted it, you better start following it if you're going to be a Madden for the next couple months. We're not really doing a lot of MLB now. Most of it is just talking in the chat about the game, sports, and, you know, Richard Sherman, you know, beating up his in-laws and getting bit in the ass by dogs. But that's really all we're talking about right now until Madden comes out. The more information it drops, the more excited we are, and the more that we can kind of put this puzzle together. So with that said, guys, this time I'm out of here. I'll see you.